Good morning. Welcome to Robyn's Roost. It has been so long since I've done a video, I think like a month. So I apologize ahead of time if I've forgotten how to do something, because that's kind of the way my mind works. If I don't do something every day or often, I kind of forget. So today we're going to do a fun, I don't know, I think of it as like a fractured card. Um, it's kind of an illusion, and I did see this card originally from a British demonstrator. I'm not actually sure if she's a demonstrator, but she's a card maker. And I'm terrible with names, and I apologize to her for not sharing her name. But this is the card that we're going to be making, and it looks like we've cut all these different pieces, but really we haven't. So I'll show you how we're going to do that, and here's a couple variations on it. So I just wanted to show you, switch up the colors, right? Use a different die, a different shape. I haven't tried it with circles. I'm thinking, hexagons, octagons, squares, rectangles. But there's lots of fun things you could do with it, right? So let's flip the camera and get started. So for this card, we're going to start with a basic black card base that is 5.5 by 8.25 and scored at 4.25. For some reason, measurements are really hard for me this morning, so bear with me. We're also going to need two pieces that are the same size. So we have, these are 4 by 5.25, and one is in basic black and the other is in lemon lolly. And when I say lemon lolly, it might be an unfamiliar color to you. It is one of the new colors that are coming out in the 2023 to 2024 catalog. So there are some returning colors, but these are the brand new ones that we haven't seen before. So we have lemon lolly, azure afternoon, bubble bath. Don't you just love the name, bubble bath? And pecan pie. And then there are also some returning colors as well. I didn't have those over here, but some favorites from the past, mostly in colors that are coming back. So I'm going to show you how to position these dies, and the dies that I'm using here are the Stylish Shapes, and that set of dies is really versatile. So it has three fun shapes, right? And then multiple layers of each one. So we have circles, squares, and then some banners. And I like to keep a little cut-off envelope in my die sets, and then when I cut extra pieces that I don't use, I tuck them in there. I know it's the frugal part of me that does that. So let's pull in our die cutter, and I happen to have my really old one here in Florida with me. But I just wanted to show you how I position these. So your top piece is going to have the larger die because the other one's going to peek through from the bottom. So you're going to just layer this on where you want it, and that depends upon, what you could put it in the center if you wanted everything even. I want to leave a little bit bigger spot on the bottom for my greeting, so I'm going to put it up towards the top. Now I have to go back and forth with my die cutter because this poor old thing is probably seen thousands of pieces of paper, if not 10,000. So it's getting a little old and tired. So for our back one, what I want to do is I want to layer these two pieces together because that's what we're going to be doing. And I want the two squares to actually line up. So I put this on here to center it. Now I've also die cut a smaller square from that same set. And this is going to be our centerpiece here. And we're also going to use the piece that we cut out is going to get glued to the back so that we have yellow, black, and then our white. And we're going to add another little layer in there too, but I don't have a die that's in between here, so we have to actually cut that one. So let's do our stamping here first. Now, and we need to remember that we're putting this on the card at a diagonal, so we have to stamp diagonally. And let me show you the stamp set we're going to be using for this card. It's called Cheerful Daisies. There is a die that goes with it, and this is also going to be in the new catalog. So let's find we've got our brand new Lemon Lolly ink pad, so nice and juicy. And some tuxedo black. So let's start with our flower. And I'm keeping this one simple with just the two colors, just the of ink, just the Lemon Lolly and the black. Ew, that almost looks like I had that in the black. Note to self, clean stamp pad or ink stamps better. Okay, and then we have the center, and let's see, I think we're done with this, so let's close it up so I don't put the wrong black ink in it or something. It feels like it could be one of those mornings. And then we'll do our flower center. And where's the stem? I have to go find the stem. And I was so proud of myself. I thought that I had everything over here. So we're just going to need just a little bit of the stem tucked up in here so it isn't hanging off the page. And then we also need to stamp a greeting, but I'm going to wait until we put the spikes on here, whatever you want to call those things. Okay, so let's start by gluing these two together. And of course I had my glue on the other side of the table. Well, let's hope it's not an empty one. Then let's go ahead and glue this on the back. And this is just the piece that we cut out, so we didn't have to cut an extra one for that. Now our little strips. Now I have just cut a whole bunch of strips for these because I'm never quite sure. They're not quite a 1/4 inch. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the first one, and I'm going to start not all the way to the yellow, but at the black corner here. And I want to have adhesive on here to the edge, so I'm just going to pick it up like that, put my little light strip of adhesive on here, not too much so it doesn't goober all over, and layer that down in there. Now when I said I just cut these strips, I actually used the edge of my trimmer. Let me see if I can pull my trimmer in here. So on my trimmer, it's not, I found that if I cut right to the edge of this brown, and that's just if you happen to have one of the Stampin' Up! Trimmers, but you'll have to experiment to see how wide you need them. But if I cut to right there, which is not quite a 1/4 inch, that was kind of the sweet spot for making these strips. And then we're just going to go around and layer the strips all the way around. And of course, if you're using a hexagon or an octagon, you're going to need however many strips, you know, your size, your shape is. So once we have all of our strips on, then we just need to go around and nip off our overage. And I'm actually doing this card for a swap, so I did a whole bunch of these. Otherwise, you'd only do your 4. So this is ready to go onto our card base. Oh, and I don't have my bone folder here, but otherwise crease that nice and sharp with your bone folder. And then this is just going to get glued onto here. If you have any of the black that's hanging over really bad, you can trim it, but it isn't going to show up much because you're putting it onto a black card base if it's just a hair. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. To get my glue eraser, I got glue on there. Okay, so now I want that up on a little piece of another one of the new colors. It's called Wild Wheat, and I liked it really well with this yellow. And here, this one, oh, let me pull these in. These are the new in colors for this year, and they're very natural colors, I guess would be the word, kind of Mother Nature things. So we've got the Wild Wheat, the Pebbled Path, a Boho Blue, Copper Clay, and Moody Mauve. And I'm really liking these because I like to do a lot of nature type cards. So there'll be some good colors for that. Now, because I don't have a another die that's the size that I want, so the next size would cover the whole yellow, and I want the yellow to show. So I am just going to glue this baby down. And you can either do this with a scissors or with your trimmer and trim the other edges. So I just want that little bit of a edge on there. And the way things are going this morning, let me pull in my trimmers because I probably couldn't get it straight. Oh, I apologize, I'm off screen. So let me show you again. Like I said, it's kind of one of those days. But I was in the mood, so I had to do the video today. So I like to keep, when I put this down, if I want them to be kind of the same small distance, I put the edge of this on my, like there's the opening, and I put it right there on the edge of this piece. And that way they're kind of all the same size. It's not, I don't know what it is, maybe an 1/8 inch, but it's something I use as a guide. And then we're going to pop this up, but let's stamp our greeting down here first. And we have 4 choices of greetings in this stamp set, and I'm using Your Friendship Means Everything. So we also have the Oops a Daisy, So Sorry. And there's You Made My Day and Wishing You the Brightest Birthday. So we could actually do this friendship one. Oh, and I see I got black on the edges. Let's just give that a little, just in case. We could actually use this, the birthday one on the inside, or vice versa with this friendship one. So it could be a birthday card. Okay, now find some dimensionals. We're going to pop this guy up so he kind of stands out in the crowd. And I promise it won't be a month before I do another video. I'm going to try to get back in the mood again. So put that there. And, oh, let's see. We need that yet and this. And these are some brushed metallic adhesive back dots, and I'm going to put some of these under here to go get my take your pick tool. So let's just line these up. I like to do things in threes, so we'll do 3 of these at the bottom. I might have a tendency to not put the gems on here, but I'm doing this card for a swap and it has to have embellishments. It might look pretty with some ribbon under there too, but this is what we're going with. And then I have this piece of basic white that is the same size as these other 2 layers, so it's 4 by 5 1/4. And if you wanted to stamp that birthday greeting or some more flowers on the inside, you know, oh, what the heck, we probably should, huh? Let's see what we got here. Let's do the same flower that we did on the front. So we'll do it kind of in the same, let's just put it down in the corner. And this is my envelope, and I like to stamp on the envelope just a little bit too on the corner. So there's that. So we're done with the lolly. I'm not sure how they come up with these names, but they're always kind of cute, aren't they? And then we have our outlines. And I hope to gosh I was on camera doing that. So let's see. Oh, I'm having a hard time seeing the yellow. Well, let's hope I'm lined up, sort of. Oh, looks good. It's much easier if you put your head right over it, and that way it's right in the camera, so I can't do that. And then we'll do our little flower center. I like to think I can cheer up some of the male people too when I put it on the outside. And I make sure that it's not where it's going to be in the way, right? And I'm actually stamping this, I think this stem goes this way, but it has like a little spread part on the top, I think where you'd put some leaves. So I'm actually stamping the stem upside down because I just want it to, you know, tuck in there. So now we have our, whoops, we were going to do a greeting, weren't we? Let's find that other greeting. Wishing you the brightest birthday. Let's grab that one. Make sure I have the right greeting. Okay, wishing you the brightest birthday. And then let's go ahead and adhere this. Hopefully I don't have too much ink on my fingers. Actually, I think I'm going to shut this and rub. Let's hope it didn't move on me. Looks good. So then we have our card and envelope with the Cheerful Daisies and this fun fractured kind of look. And let me just pull in for a minute before I go. This is the new annual catalog. Starts on May 2nd. And if you need a copy, If you're watching this when it's current, just shoot me a line and be happy to help you out. So if you need any of these, although of course most of them aren't available until May 2nd, hop on over to my store. I'll have the link below here. And if you want to get them right now, there is a way. If you buy a starter kit and join Stampin' Up, you can order these products right now. So have a great day and hope you enjoyed this video.